Hey there, Eric with you. Thanks for joining me. Now that summer is in full effect, I've been having so much trouble getting my daughter going in the morning. It just seems like she's fallen into this pattern where she just drags on and on throughout the morning, and the rest of the day is kind of hit or miss. And so I thought to myself, maybe I can change things around. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. It's simply a morning routine. And I know we've all heard of this, but it's a very, very powerful tool that you can use for your children. Let me explain a little bit more. So I decided again that I wanted to try to change my daughter's behavior, especially in the morning. So what I did one morning is I made sure I coached her along that as soon as she got up, the first thing she did was she got dressed. After that, no waste of time. She went right into making her bed, making sure her room was organized and cleaned. Then she'd come out immediately for breakfast. Then there's no wasted time. No, there's not any other steps. So again, she'd get up, she'd get dressed. She made sure her bed was made and her room was tidy. She'd come right out, she'd eat her breakfast. Then I would have her go right back in and prepare for the rest of the day, brushing her teeth, combing her hair, all those other activities. And she would be done. And this whole morning routine would take roughly 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes at the most. But what I found is after completing this routine, the rest of the day she was so much more productive. She was in a better overall mood and state. She was a much more alert and focused, more energy. And so I experimented. Some days I would not have her go through this morning routine. I would just let her go on her own. And again, she would kind of fall into this pattern where she'd just drag along. It would take her an hour or two before she was ready for the day. And I found on those days that it was not nearly as productive. She didn't have the same enthusiasm, the same vigor. It was almost like a completely, not completely, but noticeably a different person, personality wise, her mood, her state. But then when I went back to the morning routine on another day, I would get this other state where again she'd have much more vigor. She was ready to do things. She had ideas. So I think it can be so powerful if we can start to teach our children a morning routine. If we can make that into a habit, it can make them so much more productive, make them more in terms of their enthusiasm, their imagination, their creativity, and most of all for us parents, it just puts them in a better mood throughout the day. They're much more apt to do things productive, more positive. So I just wanted to pass that along. I know we've all heard of this concept of a morning routine, but it truly works and it can make such a difference. And again, if we can instill this as a habit with our children early on, it can really make so much more, it can be so much more beneficial for them as they get older. So start now in the summer where you have a little bit more time with your kids. You don't have to rush and get them to school. If you can start to instill these types of principles that make a morning routine, then it will be so much more powerful for them in the future. So I hope that helps. Give it a try over the summer, and I think you'll definitely see so many benefits. All right, thanks so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.